Today, I'm heading to two different Goodwill locations that I've never been to before. I'm on the hunt for three things: a pair of dressy black boots, a neutral cream colored purse, and fabric to cover some older chairs that we've been given, just to give them a fresh, clean look. And I'm trying to do it all on a budget of $50 or less. So we'll see how I did after visiting both stores. But you won't believe the item I put back. This just might be the biggest thrifting fail I've had. But it also led to a really nice find for me. I stopped at this first Goodwill on my way home from Tennessee, and they had some pretty good items like this really large tree for $25. I just don't have that much space in my house right now, so I did not pick that one up. I looked at the boots and the purses here as well, but didn't find anything. But all was not lost because I did need to use the bathroom because I had been driving for a long time and they actually had restrooms in there. But they didn't have rooms to try on things, which is crazy to me because of how many clothing items they sell. Now on to the second Goodwill where I had a lot more success. Okay, since we moved recently, I haven't been to the Goodwill in town, and it's right beside Aldi, so I'm super excited to check those out at the same time. But I also can't believe what I put back, even though I had it in my cart for so long. I'm really on the hunt for some nice, comfortable black water resistant boots for the winter. I want them to look nice and not clunky. It seems to be a very difficult thing to do, so we'll see how it goes. I've been to Plato's Closets, tons of other thrift stores, but maybe this one will have some. I wanted the boots to go with this winter coat that I had just been given for free, and so I tried this pair of Adidas shoes, but they actually weren't as comfortable as they look, and it's a look that I don't think I could pull off anyway, or at least I wouldn't feel comfortable trying. I'll show you my haul of what I actually ended up taking home with me at the end. But for now, here is some more fabric that I was interested in getting but didn't because I found a couple of pieces that I liked more for the projects I was planning on. I've seen some other YouTubers do some really cute styling with bunnies like this for Easter, but I didn't want stuff like this collecting and sitting around my home. So I left this one for someone else, but I thought it was super adorable. I was seriously trying not to hoard everything, but here are a few other cute things that I found at this location but didn't take home with me. And maybe I took it a little too far, as you'll see once we get to the bag. But these florals actually inspired me to see what I already have at home to use as stems for the fall vase that I got at another thrift store, which I will show in an upcoming video. Super soft, cute detail. And this is me reminding myself that I don't have to own every cute thing. I already have lots of great shirts and I would be fine without this one. So I did put it back, especially since I couldn't try it on because this location also doesn't have dressing rooms. Now on to my continual search for the perfect purse. These were actually at a location in Tennessee, which I will take you to in a future video. But I actually ended up not getting any of these. Some of them were more than I wanted to pay, and they weren't just right. So I didn't even know for sure what I was looking for until I found it. And I cannot believe that it was at this Goodwill. And so I've been carrying around this bright green purse that I got at a different thrift store in California, and I've loved it, except the green really doesn't go with everything. And so I was looking for more of a cream color, but then I saw this black one, and thanks to some of the videos I've been watching, I was willing to give black a try, even though normally I don't gravitate towards that in a purse. But I also realized I do have a cream colored purse. It's just bigger than I want for every day. So now for the tragic, but not really tragic, miss of the day. I was, of course, looking at bags, but not really backpacks. but this was right beside it and it just looked such good quality and it felt so soft and really nice. And I put it in my cart and I even thought like, oh, I should look this brand up and see what it is. But I had so many things and decisions to make and was figuring out what to put back and what to keep and how much it was going to cost. I put it in my cart because I was like, I don't want anyone else to get it while I'm trying to figure this out. So, anyway, I never looked it up and I put it back. And then when I was making this video, I looked it up and it's like $150 bag. And first, I was thinking we wouldn't use it, but then it showed that some of them are dry bags, and I would totally use that, like kayaking or something. And it is different than any bag we have, and it's a actual cute one. So I could not believe that it was $5.99, whereas the purse that I purchased was $4.99 and originally like $25. So what in the world? Anyway, I actually stopped editing this video and went back to my Goodwill 3 days later. Okay, so the whole drive over here, I was just like, this is so stupid. I'm going back for a bag that's $5.99, probably not even here. And if it is here, not sure I even want it because we don't really need it. I figured it would be an interesting experiment to see what stuff gets picked up sooner rather than later. I did see one bag that was still there that I remembered being there before. But even this Vera Bradley bag was like $15. So anyway, I guess they just didn't know what the other bag was, just like I didn't. But it was in pretty good shape. But alas, it was not there when I returned. But I'm happy for whoever did pick it up, and I hope they're really enjoying it. I ended up actually finding these Magnolia magazines, which I'm subscribed to, but these were some older ones, and I love just reading them basically cover to cover. And so they only have 4 per year, like 1 per season. So I have been reading these 2 magazines that I got for $1 each for the past week. So that was definitely worth the trip back over there. But then I also ended up picking up these $10 pants, which I, for some reason, was thinking they were $4.99 instead of $9.99. And again, no dressing rooms. So the person at the register told me that I could do a return and get a gift card. And it turns out I can use that gift card at any of the Goodwills in my surrounding area. So there is another one I want to go check out. But anyway, I did end up returning them because, and they would have put me just at $50, I think. But I did end up returning them because they just weren't perfect. They weren't super comfortable. And for $10, I'm like, I could get that new or at Plato's Closet. And like, I don't know. I did not love that. So I don't think I'm going to be purchasing any more clothing from locations that you can't try them on. So after all of that shopping, I really needed a break and some food. So I emptied my dishwasher, such a break, and had a salad that I picked up at Aldi, and I actually spent it and I actually spent less at Aldi than I did at Goodwill, which I wasn't really expecting, but everything really was so inexpensive there. And I just got some fruit and milk and just some basic groceries for like $25. But finally, here's everything I purchased and the grand total. I'm going to save the biggest things for last, and I hope they make as big of an impact as I'm imagining. But here are the few things I wanted. I had been looking for simple black boots, comfortable, like a low heel, but I did want a zipper because I do not like tying them, and I kind of don't like the look of the ones that don't have a zipper. I don't know. But anyway, just very basic and simple. These were $10. They are Sonoma. It does say it has a memory foam thing in the bottom, so that's nice. And I really got these to wear with this nice new coat that I have, and so that it doesn't, like, so that my shoes don't make them look doesn't make it look run down. I don't know. This is for when I'm trying to be dressier a little bit in the winter, and also to keep my feet dry and warm. And I feel like I can walk through the mud in these, but they're still more feminine and not bulky and clunky. I don't know. That's what I was looking for, and I found it. I hesitated to get this one because it looked a little dingy. It's not a name brand as far as I know. I didn't really check. Coral Daisy or something. But like, it looked a little worn, but actually it doesn't seem like anything is fraying on it. And that's kind of nice. So I'm thinking it's probably as worn as it's gonna get. And I really like that. I like that it also has an outside pocket, so my phone could fit in here. Oh, it is kind of funny though. I'm like, let me just throw this away. Some little chewing gum paper. And I think there was something else in here, but anyway, it has slots for cards like my other one. I don't know that they'll be as secure though. They're not as deep. They're more wide, and they look like they would just dump out if you did that. But you know, my other ones might as well. And then there's a big roomy pocket, and then another big roomy pocket, and then if I don't want things to dump out, there is a zipper pocket. So, and then it's still the crossbody thing, and I like the gold details. Oh, I was gonna say, and I could take this off for other purses, but no, because it is attached here. Anyway, it was $4.99, so I did get that, and it'll go with my boots and like so many things. So even though it's not cream, I might like this even better. And I definitely like the size because it doesn't like hurt my shoulder and weigh me down. And I definitely love that it's a crossbody and my passport fits in it, and my phone, any cards. So like pretty much the bare minimum, like if I'm trying to take the least things as possible, it all fits in there. And so I was just wanting one that was more neutral and would go with everything, and especially in the winter. So I got those two items plus two more that I'll show at the end, and those were covering up these two things. So when I got to checkout, I was like, oh, well, I'm not gonna go put them back, but I probably would have put one of them back. But anyway, I do have a lot of candles, but we do burn them a lot, and I like them. So this one's pretty decent. It is not quite halfway burned down. It is oak and lavender, which does have kind of a nice blend. This one was $2.99, so I was more okay with that than the other one, but I'm always looking at candles in other places. This is a super cute one. This is from Ulta, and well, originally, and it is a scented soy blend candle, but it's vanilla latte, which is also nice for me. I really like vanilla. Oh my goodness, yes. And actually some of my favorite candles are this scent, and I think this is a 15 ounce. I think for the same size I might have paid like 40 for the like at a farmer's market or something. I should go get that and look, or maybe 20 at least. But anyway, this one was $5.99, which feels expensive for a candle to me still, or like that feels like it should be the price in the store, like the regular store, not a thrift store. But I did look it up. I was like, oh man, maybe I'm getting ripped off with this. And I still kind of feel like it, because I think the original price was $22.50, but it was marked down to $11.25, or not this exact one, but some similar ones. I don't know if this one's even available currently. And so even with $11.25 though, that was online. And the other thing is, this keeps me from having to go to Ulta and then seeing all these other things to decide on as well. So in that way, it's still a good find. And even the $11.25 online, you still have to pay shipping unless you get $35 worth of stuff, which I just don't need. So anyway, I still think it's a good find. And we have a fireplace that we can't use, so we are putting candles in there, and so maybe I could add one of these or both of these or some of our other ones and then put these around the house in other places. So I am still excited for that. Now for what I think will be the biggest transformation. I got fabric for both of these chairs, and I actually saw some really pretty sheets at the first Goodwill, but I was like, oh, I don't have anything to use it for. I already have fabric. Let's just calm down. So I left it for someone else, but then I saw these chairs that my in-laws had brought for us. And so when I went to this Goodwill, I was specifically looking for fabric, and I found these two pieces that I ended up taking home with me. And it's so funny because I actually imagined them on the opposite chair, but when I got them home and put them on, I liked them for the different chair other than the one I bought them for. But it totally works. And I think this makes this one have a fun pop of color and just feel fresh and clean. And for this one, it seems so sophisticated. And can you tell that I got inspiration from my new coat? We haven't actually completed this project yet, so it could still be a big flop. But I tend to think things like this are only going to improve the look. So maybe it won't be perfect, but it will at least be better. So my total for that trip after tax was $38.46. And I will say I did put a lot of stuff back, so I easily could have spent over $50. But this was my 11th secondhand store in 14 days, but I think I only purchased items from 7 of them. Maybe miscounting because that's a lot. So I was a little burnt out, and like I've spent so much money and I have so much stuff I need to deal with right now. But I wanted to check out some of those in my area. I've had so much fun shopping with you today. I hope you'll join both me and my beautiful mom next time as we thrift on vacation, and you can see some of the amazing stuff that both of us end up finding. And the coloring book I created of some of my favorite secondhand finds has finally arrived, and I think I like it even more than the travel coloring book that I created, which is crazy. The thrifter of the week this time is Fia Garcia DIY. I always instantly click to watch her videos when I see one pop up. She has an entire playlist of thrifted finds and DIYs, and I have gotten so many ideas and made so many simple changes that really make a big difference in my home because of her. And I'm so grateful. I'm always amazed and stunned at the transformations she shows, and that a lot of them don't even take that long to do. She shows the best high end looks on a budget and does really good dupes.